Today we are making sandwich baguettes or banh mi. Trust me, this one will work for any kind of sandwich, and we start right now. To make these bad boys, grab yourself a mixing bowl and add 375 gram of lukewarm water and 1 pack of instant yeast and 1 spoon of flour, and give that a good mix and set it aside and leave it to rest for 5 minutes. And meanwhile your yeast are proofing, scale of 500 gram of strong bread flour and 10 gram of sea salt. Give that a good stir to combine. Once the yeast is proofed, pour in the mixture and vigorously mix the dough with your hands until no dry flour remains in the bowl and a cohesive mass forms. It takes about 2 minutes. The dough can be a little bit sticky. Cover it with plastic wrap and let it rest for 15 minutes. Once the dough has rested, perform a stretch and fold by grabbing a corner of the dough in the bowl. Lift it straight up to stretch the dough as high as it will go without tearing, and fold over the dough to the other side. Rotate the bowl and perform 3 more reps of stretch and fold. Once it's folded, turn the dough over onto itself and cover it and let it rest for 25 minutes. When the dough has rested for 25 minutes, we're gonna perform the last stretch and fold, and we're gonna do exactly like we did before. Lift up the dough and stretch it and turn the bowl and turn the dough over on itself and cover it with cling film again and let it rest for another 25 minutes. After 25 minutes your dough should have doubled in size. Turn it out on a lightly floured surface and divide it into 6 pieces, and they should be around 145 gram each. Now we're gonna do a very gentle pre-shape, and that is just to make it a little bit easier when we have to do the actual shaping. Cover it with a tea towel and leave it to rest for 15 minutes. Your work surface with a tiny bit of flour and take one of your doughs and push it gently down in the middle and fold the dough over to the middle and pinch it down with your fingers like this, and then fold it over one more time, and then with the heel of your hand you kind of stitch it together and roll it down a little bit so you get this cigar shape. Let's try that one more time. Push it gently down on the middle and fold it over and pinch it down with your fingers like this, and then you fold it over one more time, and then with the heel of your hand you kind of stitch the seam together in the bottom. Roll it down and apply a little bit of pressure at the ends so you get the cigar shape, and place it on your baking tray. And when you have shaped all your baguettes, cover it with a tea towel again and leave it to proof for 20 to 30 minutes. Preheat your oven to 225 degrees Celsius and put in a tray in the bottom of the oven. And just before we put the baguettes in the oven, Score them with either a razor blade or a very sharp knife. Put the baguettes in the oven and immediately either spray them with water or put some water in the tray that you put in the bottom of the oven. I did both with these baguettes and it will give them a nice shine to them. Bake the baguettes for 20 to 25 minutes until the crust is golden brown, crispy, and until they sound hollow when you thump them on the bottom. Leave the baguettes to cool off completely on a wire rack before using them. I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial, and these mini baguettes banh mi are so much better than the store-bought ones. You can even eat these just with butter or some cheese or for your breakfast. I hope you liked the video and see you next time.